I read on mine, yours, and YouTube. Hey, what's up?
All
What's up,
right.
y'all?
Ashe people.
Hello, everybody.
Let me just get my lip gloss on before we get started.
Please
Go
do.
on and get your lip gloss popping.
Shut up, Rolo. Don't start your BS right now, okay?
Hey, I
Okay,
didn't
I gotta
say
turn my
anything at
volume
all.
all the way down.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome in to Heightened and Enlightened, the podcast. You know who we are, but Shay's going to introduce us anyways.
Yeah. All right. Welcome in, everybody, to Heightened and Enlightened, the live show. We are your hosts. I am Shay. You have Ashley. You have Rolo.
Uh,
And welcome to the show where you get to hear real stories in real time from real people. And each conversation that we have, hopefully it will leave you feeling heightened or enlightened. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Ashley, you want to do the recap this week?
No, not really, because I'm kind of busy right now.
Okay, so I'll just okay. So
I'm trying to
recap.
find us. I
Huh?
cannot find I cannot find us on Facebook.
You can't?
I can't.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
can't
kidding.
either.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
Okay.
just trying to give you guys all a headache right now.
Yes. But
It's working.
recapping. Last
I
week
know.
we talked about accountability.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
And
kidding. Trying to
oh,
give you guys
somebody's
all a
echoing.
headache. Hey, don't start y'all mess.
Somebody's echoing. Yeah, last week was about accountability. This week we doubled down in on a conversation that we started last week, and I think this is going to be interesting this week. Unconditional love, does it really exist? We had a few people
No.
tap in the comments, but not many. But hey, we're going to get this conversation popping tonight.
Let's do it.
Okay. And I got to put.
We're just gonna wait for people to pop on. If you guys are popping on, make sure that you say hello in the comments. Let us know that you're here.
Right.
Make sure that you tap in. Let us know that you're here. We are just getting ourselves set up, making sure that we are everywhere that we need to be. I need to check it out, see what's going on. Oh, not my
My
tab.
stuff should all be set on public, so I can see you guys on here, though.
It's fine. We're all fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I just think that my tablet is dead, and that's fine too. So.
So you having a tough go of it today.
Well, I usually use my laptop anyways. If you guys are popping in, hey Nicole, welcome in, girl.
I didn't see. I
Why
didn't
I
see.
can't do
If you guys
that?
are popping in, hey Nicole, hey
Okay, I had
D.
hello everybody. I can't see anybody on my end. That's probably because they're joining from your page. Because it won't let me see it.
Yeah, so the comments are going to be separate because it's technically two separate lives from what I
Right.
understand.
Yeah, that's what I
But
figured from
that's
last time.
okay. So we'll be able to see our YouTube commenters as well. So if you guys are, oh, which reminds me, if you guys are watching from YouTube, give me just 1 second while I get it set up so you guys can comment this week, because I know that there were some issues last week with you guys being able to comment. And that's because I need to fix it. So let me go ahead and do that right now.
All right. I got some people watching on my end. Everybody that's on my end, hello, hello. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday. I see you watching Arizona. Hey girl, long time no hear. You got to stop by and see me sometime. Okay.
Okay. So I think I should be like all set up on my side. How was everybody's week? While we're getting set up, drop in the comments. How was
Right.
your week? It is Sunday. We are about to start a new week on Monday tomorrow, y'all. I love the beginning of the week.
All right.
I don't like Mondays per se, but I do like that we get to start another week.
I love
How was
Monday.
everybody's week?
It's a reset. My week was busy as all get out. It was busy. It was crazy busy. So I like being busy though.
I don't know if it like saved it or what. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure we're set up the correct way so that they're able to comment on our YouTube too.
Okay.
No, that was an issue last week. But yeah, you guys, hey Nicole. Okay, so there's a YouTube comment, so it must be fixed. Okay, cool. So Nicole is live on YouTube. Thank you, Nicole, for tapping in. How are you, girl?
Hey. I can't see none of the YouTube comments, but I know you got it.
Yeah, so those are going to be on our StreamYard platform.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say I can't see any of them either.
Yeah.
Sorry though. It's okay.
We got it. We got it.
Okay, so I'm just clicking on it just to make sure. Close. Okay, cool. We're on all stations.
All
Hey,
righty. All
Michelle.
righty.
Y'all, welcome in. Welcome to Heightened and Enlightened, the live show. Shay just gave the introduction. We're gonna wait for some people to pop on here. While we're waiting on people to pop on, y'all, how was everybody's week? Y'all tap in. Nobody's really commenting right now. We want to know how your week was.
All right. And
What'd
for the
y'all
people
do?
that
Man,
we
it was
can't
kind of
see,
slow
say
motion for you.
something.
What'd you say?
No, I said for the people that I can't, because I see that there's people on here, but say hi. Hey, how y'all doing? How your day going?
Don't be creeping and not speaking.
Right.
Don't do that.
I'm ready to
Okay,
get
so
into this though.
So yeah, we're gonna double back to to unconditional love this week because that was a hot topic last night, and I feel like we kind of cut it a little bit short because we were talking about accountability. So all of us together collectively made the decision to spin the block for y'all.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about unconditional love. I keep wanting to say accountability.
Get accountability out your head now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it last week. Now that's all I can think about.
Yeah. This is interesting, especially because there's so many people that say that it doesn't exist. I feel like there's a nice amount of both, but yeah, there's a lot of people that's like, yeah, unconditional love doesn't exist.
I don't think it does, but anyway, we're gonna get into that in a minute. If everybody that's watching can just drop an highlight followers in the comment, and then share us out to your page for me. If you are watching right now, let me get an highlight and an follower in the comments. If it needs to highlight blue or it didn't work, you can only highlight 3 times a week and followers 1 time a day. So if you've done it already for any other post, it won't allow you to.
Yeah,
and that's okay. And that is okay. But if you can, please. All right, go over here to Heightened and Enlightened. So I'm gonna get the video shared out to Heightened and Enlightened too, y'all, because we can't go live. So you guys, this week is our last week going live from my personal page. We will be able to go live from Heightened and Enlightened next week. So if you guys are not on our business page, yes, we worked really hard to get there to where we're able to go live over there. So if you guys are not on Heightened and Enlightened, make sure you run over there on Facebook, Heightened and Enlightened, the live show, because that's where we'll be doing our podcast. I think we'll probably stream it from me and Shalonda's page still too. Rolo's having some technical difficulties with his, so he's not able to stream on his just yet, but we're trying to break into it. Right. So we're able to.
But we're gonna make sure y'all stay in the loop because it's important that y'all join us on these conversations, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make sure y'all definitely are able to stay in the loop.
So
okay. Well, I got everything done on my end, so
yeah,
I'm ready to jump into it. Shay, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, so question of the week, well, of the day, which was posted Wednesday. Does unconditional love really exist? I guess I can start it off because I'm on the opposing end. I feel like, yes, it does exist, but I will say I feel like it depends on your personality, how you look at love, and your capacity on which you are able to love. Because everyone cannot love to the same capacity. You know, some
Right.
people can handle more than others, some people cannot. But I do believe that unconditional love exists. It just depends on the situation, the person, and like I said, the individual. Before I get too deep into it, you know what I'm saying? Because I looked up definitions and all kind of stuff. We're gonna break all this down, but that's just my base before I go far into it. I do believe it exists because I exercise it myself all the time. And I feel like the more that you heal, because I feel like there's two types of unconditional love. There's healed unconditional love and there's unhealed unconditional love. And I feel like a lot of people, when they hear unconditional love, they hear being taken advantage of, being vulnerable, you know, because you think about people hurting you when you love them to that limit. But see, for me, I look at it different because I'm not afraid of being vulnerable. I'm not afraid of getting hurt. So for me, my capacity to love is deeper. And not to mention, as I've healed, because I haven't always thought this way, but as I have healed, I have found the closer that I become, the closer that I get with God, aka also my higher self, I've also found that everything is connected. So how can I say that I love myself and I'm not exhibiting that same behavior to the next person? And that's just like I say, that's my belief system. That's how I roll. So for me, I can, just because I don't deal with you doesn't mean I love you no less. Like I can still love you while loving myself at the same time.
Facts.
So Ashley, why you feel like it doesn't exist? Because I heard Papa Terry was talking about it last week.
I think Rolo,
Yeah.
why do you think it doesn't exist? Y'all come back to me. I'm trying to
Yeah,
finish
you
getting that
bounced
set up.
that over. It's like a
Because I'm
basketball.
trying to listen. I really want to double back on something that you said because it caught my attention about being able to love unconditionally, healed and then not healed. What is the difference to you? Like that was interesting that you said that because I mean I guess it would be two different perspectives, but can you go a little bit deeper into that? Like I want to hear more about that.
Okay, so I was having a conversation with my papa earlier, and that's one thing we kind of agreed on because it's all in perception for me when it comes to healed unconditional love to unhealed unconditional love. That's a perception thing because as you heal more, your perception of love changes actually. So I feel like when you can love a person to no ends without any conditions, without, you know, you still have boundaries because the boundaries come in because you love yourself. So I don't feel like having boundaries and not letting a person, you know, break, like not letting a person, you know, just break those boundaries. I don't feel like that's a condition because you got to love yourself too, right?
It's a
So
condition.
It's a condition. That's
okay,
absolutely a condition.
but we're the love, and actually it doesn't change the love. So I hear what y'all saying, but see, for me, I feel like the boundary is not necessarily the condition because I've had people break those boundaries, but it still didn't change the love.
Yeah.
It's, you can still enforce your boundaries, still loving a person. So if we're focusing on that word love, like I feel like there's a healthy way to love people and there's an unhealthy way. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I say, that's all in perception. That's how you look at love. And as you are digging into your faith, whatever you believe in, as you're becoming a better person, as you're healing and you're evolving and you're becoming better, the way that you look at life morphs and becomes better and it becomes different. Because I don't love the same as I did when I was in my early 20s. My love definitely had conditions then. Definitely. Yeah. But now that I believe in something bigger than outside of myself, like I'm not living this life for me. I don't care about none of this. So now that I'm outside of myself, I see the bigger picture and the capacity that I have to love is different.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that talking about the capacity that you have to love and have an unconditional love are two totally different subjects. You can have the capacity to love somebody with every piece of you, but that doesn't make it unconditional. I don't feel like that means that there's no conditions. And I think that's where everybody has it really misconstrued, is that unconditional means there's no conditions at all.
Period.
At all. Nothing in the, like nothing. No, it's
right.
unconditional. And I just
Right.
don't
The
So
believe
only
the
the
reason.
only people I feel like we can love unconditionally, honestly, are our children. That's it.
You know what's
Like,
crazy, Rolo, that you say that? I don't even think that we have the capacity as adults to love our children unconditionally. I feel like they have the ability to love us unconditionally because to me, that's the only unconditional in the world. A child's love is the most purest form of love that there is, to
yeah.
me. And so they have the capacity to love unconditionally as a child. But the more they grow up and go through the world and go through the different stages in life, those start to change. And they don't even have the capacity to love unconditionally anymore. Yes, you can love somebody with 1,010% of your whole heart, whole body, but it's not unconditional because you still have expectations for that relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is.
but
Not
with
with my
that being
kids, I
said,
don't. I've learned that these. I don't have any
You just
type
got
of
done saying on
expectation.
last week's show if your kid went and killed somebody, you were calling unalived. Sorry, somebody you were going to call the police. And so, I mean, that's conditional because
That's just being
I
a good
mean,
citizen, man.
yeah, I
but
don't think so because I'm not telling on my
that
kids.
doesn't change the love you have for them, because you can do something that's against that, that is unorthodox. That's the word I'm gonna use. You
Right.
can do something that's unorthodox out of love and still love them. Like if they go and unalive somebody, you're loving them enough to be like, hey, you have to own up to your responsibility, and I love you enough to help guide you through this. So that's still a form of love.
But
Yeah,
honestly,
but
I
that's
do
a
see what
form
you're
of love.
saying though. Because
Go ahead.
I don't know. Listen, per definition, it does not exist.
I don't
You
think
know
it
what I
does.
mean? Like I honestly, I just feel like it's literally impossible to love unconditionally. Even yourself, it's impossible to love unconditionally. I just don't think we, as people, possess the knowledge and the know-how to be able to do it anymore. It's just not
I don't
possible.
think I don't think it's that we don't possess the knowledge. I really feel like it has to do with life. I feel like
Yeah.
as a child, we had unconditional love for our parents. That's just like I watch true crime all the time, okay? And you can watch these kids on these true crime shows, and their parents are just doing the most wildest things to these kids, and they still love their parents unconditionally because that's their parents. They have that capacity to love that way. But I'm telling you, I think as we get older and life is life, and like you just lose that, you just get further and further away from it. I really do. I feel
Yeah.
like I said, Shalonda, like I love you. I love
Mhm.
Rolo. Shalonda, me and you have been through the rain and the pain together, and like I love you. You're my sister. You know what I mean? And I don't think that anything in this world could ever change that. But if you started treating me crazy, I mean, I'm still gonna love you, but I mean, it ain't gonna be the same. And for me, like I feel like unconditional love, it never wavers, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, see.
I don't
And
know, man.
I can see that. I mean, and I can see that. See, I believe in it because of what I basically what I do, like the way that I love. And that's why I can say that, because like I said, the way that I am now and how I look at the word love is so different from how I looked at it then. Like I say, as far as, no, I'm not going to allow a person to do me dirty, but in the same token, like I try to lead with love just because of my path and my purpose of what I'm doing. So like I say, I feel like it does exist when you really look at love in itself. Because if you are loving somebody, and this is my personal opinion, if your love can be changed because of something that someone is doing, for me, I feel like, how much did you really love that person? Because a lot of us don't even really know what love is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us think love, we think we experience love, but then it's like heavy lust or infatuation, like we don't
Yeah.
really know. But then when you truly experience it, like that's why I say it's individual, because when you truly experience a love that doesn't change, no matter what a person does, it makes you look at life different. And I've had that experience with a few people in my life that my heart still beats tough for them. Like if they hurt, I hurt, I still get that gut feeling, like, you know what I'm saying? When something's wrong with them, I still know. But in the same token, I understand that you're on your purpose and you're on your journey. And sometimes our journeys just don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that on a superficial standpoint, but it doesn't change the feeling and the intense feeling that I have for you.
Do you know
Like,
what
and
I
that's
think
why.
that you just do you know what I think that you just described? A soul
What?
tie. I think soul ties and unconditional love are two totally different things. Being able to still feel that deeply for somebody that you're not with anymore, and that they're on their path and you're on yours. I think that at the end of the day, those are soul ties. That's a
And
totally different topic.
you
Yeah.
could say that. You could say that, but let's break down the definition of love on a surface level. What I read.
Okay.
Love, there's multiple definitions. The first one is an intense feeling of deep affection. The second one is a great interest and pleasure of something. So using it as a verb, feel deep affection for someone, like enjoying something very much. These are the definitions that they have for love. So when you look at that, let's just take this first one. A deep, intense feeling of affection for someone.
That's by definition. I honestly don't even feel like love is a feeling. It's way
Love,
more than
I
that.
feel like love is an action word. Love is an action word. Love
Yeah.
is what it makes you do. That's what I feel like it is, because when you feel something that deep for someone, it makes you want to do what you feel is best for them. It makes you want to protect them. It makes those feelings, it starts from a feeling. Those feelings make you want to do things for that person. So at the end of the day, it starts from a feeling and it turns into an action. Now, when people do you wrong, sometimes those actions slow down,
Right.
but those feelings never leave.
I
And
get.
having unconditional love for someone technically is a feeling.
I mean, I just don't really see it. You know what I mean? We'd like to think that we're capable of doing it. It's just, I just don't think it's in us anymore. To be honest with you, I just
See, and
don't.
I feel that we could get
And it's
back to
like
all
we.
of that if we try. If we study and we
Well,
try,
no,
we can
I'm
get
not
back to
saying we
all of that.
can't get back to that, but the way everything is, the way we're set up now, it's damn near impossible to get back to that. Like that's just a fact. You know what I mean? I think we've lost touch. The word shit love doesn't even come without stipulations anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so unconditional love, like you can't even just love somebody without conditions. So unconditional love is damn near non-existent. You know what I mean? Like it really is.
I just feel like, let's just be realistic. You don't go into any friendship, relationship, any kind of ship that you can go into without some kind of expectation from that other person, because that's how we're designed. We're
Right.
designed to see how is this going to benefit me, and the other person is thinking how is this going to benefit them. I don't want a friendship that's not going to benefit me, and I'm not talking about materialistically.
I know what you
I'm
mean.
talking
Yeah.
about mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like especially at this
Yeah.
age, like I have expectations for every relationship in my life. And unconditional love, you have no expectations. There's no conditions, there's no strings attached. There's always strings attached in relationships once you get to a certain age. And that's why I said I honestly feel like only children are capable. And so if it exists, it only exists in children. And
That's
that's just
crazy.
my opinion. And in the
Yeah.
comments, you guys in the audience, if you guys feel a different type of way,
Yeah,
tap in, let us know what you think. Like, put it in the comments. Who do
I
you
actually
agree with?
I
What do you
actually
think? Is,
do kind of agree with you on that. That kids are primarily the one, but it's also because they have the ability to see way deeper than we do. As we get older, we lose that ability. But
well, I
as
feel like
they're
they're
kids,
innocent. They're
they,
innocent.
they are innocent, but they're
right. They
born
are.
knowing the secrets of the universe. They know everything. And as they get older, we teach them our ways. So then
Right.
they start
Mhm.
to lose the ability to be able to really love wholeheartedly or without condition. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's we're not
And
programmed to not love unconditionally. You know what I mean? We come into this world already having the ability to do so. Like you said,
right.
it doesn't matter what our parents do, we still love them. You know what I'm saying? All the
I
shit
think
I
that,
went through with my moms and everything, I still love her to death. You know
yeah,
what I
Right.
mean? Still.
I feel like we would like to be able to feel that way. Like, I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
in a
definitely.
perfect world, like you would want, like you don't want to be able to say, I don't love you unconditionally. You know how horrible that
Right.
sounds? You know what I mean? Like it sounds horrible. And so yeah, to think about, oh, I love them unconditionally, it sounds good. It does. It really does. But in the end, like, no, you don't. You don't love them unconditionally, because if things were to stop going the way they were supposed to, it ain't gonna be the same. You might love them, but it's not going to be the same type of love. It's not going to be kids, parents, and siblings, Nicole says. You
Kids,
know,
parents, and siblings.
oh no.
Oh no, I just don't. Like I said,
And I got Rolo.
I'd love to be able to think and say that
We
I
all
love
would.
somebody unconditionally, but I just don't feel like we possess the capacity to do so anymore. I really don't see it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I don't even think it's
Everything.
anymore. I don't think we ever have had the capacity.
I feel
I
like
just
we
Yeah,
have.
don't.
I feel like we definitely have a. And you said children. You feel
No,
like
no,
children.
no, no. At a younger age, I thought he was saying like in general, like because of how
No,
the world is today. Okay, okay, my bad.
no.
And
Like,
see, and go ahead,
go
Rolo.
ahead, sis. My bad.
Oh, you good. And see, and from what my perspective on that is, y'all know I have very, very unorthodox belief systems. That a lot of people will be like, "What in the world?" But when it comes to children, I agree with y'all heavily because they're very innocent and they know way more. That like Rolo said, they're the seers to the universe. I believe that. Um, and I also believe that as we grow, we become watered down with the programming and what we're told and what we, are told to feel and told to think and all of that.
Yeah,
But also, I believe with practice, all of that can also be undone. I believe
yeah,
with healing, a lot of that can be undone.
yeah,
That's why I believe life is a constant journey. Like Nip said, it's a marathon and you're learning every day, you're undoing every day. And that's why I will say it just depends on the individual and how they look at that whole phrase, concept, whatever you want to call it. It depends on the individual. Because for
right.
me, like I say, and I will always stand behind what I feel like I exemplify it in my life. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to family members and certain people that I once told them I love them, that love for them has not changed. It hasn't. Even though I've been hurt, even though I've been betrayed, my expectations were not met, all of that stuff, because it's that overstanding that I have of life in the bigger picture.
But I
And
think that's what we're getting confused, though. I really think that's what we're getting confused. And I'm reading Nicole's comments too. Like, we're not saying that you stop loving somebody. And if you stop
No,
loving them, that means that you didn't love them unconditionally. No, unconditional love means there's no strings attached, there's no
no,
expectations, plain and simple. Like, that's cut and dry. Like, you can love somebody even after they do you dirty. But the reason you're hurt is because you had expectations and they failed you. So you never loved them unconditionally in the first place.
yes, and but when you heal, you learn to not have expectations.
What do you mean?
As
You had
far as
expectations going into it. That's not unconditional love. Unconditional love, there's
when
no expectations. Read unconditional love definition. Let's go into that. You got
break
that
it
with
down
you?
and read love and conditions, though, because unconditional is going to say without conditions. That's it. That's all it's going to say is without conditions. But you got to break down the love and what conditions are.
All right, well, break it down, girl. Let's get
And
into it.
conditions. And conditions, we have, I gave y'all definitions of what they have textbook of love. Conditions, a state of affairs that must exist or be brought about before something else is possible or permitted. Then we have a set of prior requirements on something before it can occur or be done.
Before
yeah,
I'm your friend, before I message you, before I love you, let me put these conditions out there.
yeah.
So, okay, so with that being
For
said,
her.
huh?
That's the way I interpreted that. Rolo, how did you interpret that when she was reading that? That's what I'm hearing you say. I just got
Same
been saying
thing.
before you go into relationships, any kind of relationship, especially at our age, there's conditions and
But when
it's
you go into it, you
conditional.
don't love them. That grows. And as you grow to love somebody, when you start loving people, sometimes that stuff changes too.
The love grows, but the
The
conditions never go
condition,
away. They
the
might
conditions
change.
change. Yeah,
Thank you. They might change, but they don't go away.
they don't go away. They just change.
No,
Okay,
I don't believe
I
they go
give
away.
y'all that aspect.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's pretty cut and dry.
I don't
Like,
I
feel like
mean,
it's cut and dry. I feel like this is a conversation that is a bottomless pit, like I said earlier, Rolo.
it is
I feel
though.
like this is a conversation that is a bottomless pit and it's not as cut and dry as a lot of
Listen,
us would like to
I'd
think.
love to
Because
believe that. I'd
because
like to believe. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, you good. Well, I was saying because so many people have different perceptions on all of this. So I feel like it's not cut and dry. I feel like it depends, like I say, on your walk
Right.
and how you
Okay,
look at
so
that.
I got a question because I'm reading these comments, and
Okay, what
Nicole,
they
I really
saying?
like. I'm gonna go to the comments for a second because there's a lot of people comment. I want them to make sure we see them. So basically, we're gonna go down to D says, I agree with how you feel. I feel like I have boundaries, unconditional love, but still, that is what I'm getting confused at because I feel like I love everyone no matter what, but at the same time, I'm not getting hurt. And then Michelle says, you have no expectation. When you have no expectations of anyone, you have unconditional love. And then Nicole says everyone's upbringing and experience shapes how they love and receive love. Unconditional love is real, but for me, it only applies to those who truly know. I will still love them no matter what. Parent, kids, and siblings. D says, Ashley, I agree with you. I feel what you're saying. Michelle says, I have no expectations of my family and friends. Deshaun says, but is having no expectations actually a good thing? Of course not.
Hi,
Of
Deshaun,
course
by the
not.
way.
That's like saying you don't have boundaries.
Yeah,
Expectations and boundaries are
you have to
different.
have. They are, but you have to have both. You have to. You cannot maneuver through this life without both. There's no way. There's just no way.
Nicole says, if they cross a boundary, I will still love them, but maybe just from a distance. I may not like them, but I'll still love them and I'm gonna still show up because that's just me. And I'm not knocking that, you
Yeah.
guys. I'm not saying that because I'm the same way, especially like with my sibling. Me
Yeah.
and my brother, we go back and forth like no other. Okay. And I show up for him every time. I love him, but I can't
Yeah.
say that I love him unconditionally. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't say that I love anybody unconditionally because I mean that's just I don't believe it's possible. And if you can get on here and say that you don't have expectations in any of your relationships, any of your friendships, for any of your family, that's a lie. I feel like that's a lie. I really
Yeah.
do.
I would have to agree with that 100%. Like honestly, there's no way around it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? There isn't. And we can all say we love somebody unconditionally, but let some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Then
Like
them
what? So what?
conditions, them terms and conditions is about to come out the file cabinet.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like we just we no longer possess the capacity to be able to love like that.
So I got a question for both of y'all. And this is just a real question because we have been so much, we have been through so much in-house with our families individually.
Right.
Mhm.
So, and this is a question to both of y'all, and y'all can answer this, of course, individually. But so y'all don't feel like y'all love y'all's parents unconditionally because
No.
of, really? Okay. That was an honest answer.
Yeah.
That was a
No.
quick answer.
It was.
Dang.
I'm just being honest. Hell no.
Okay.
So listen,
That was raw.
I will say that I love my parents now in a different way than I did then. I feel like in when I was a kid, like it was a child, like I love my parents. I did. I know for a fact I love my parents unconditionally. And I don't think that I expect anything from them, but I feel like, how do I explain this without sounding crazy? I feel like I don't really expect anything from them, but I do expect them to be
Kyle said, nah,
the
for him, kids and parents. Hey,
the
brother.
best version of parents they can be
Yeah.
You said
at this
what?
age. I expect them to be better parents to us right now than they were back then, and so that's my
Yeah.
So that's
expectation.
your expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to say I agree with that. I love my mom more than I can even explain, but I still don't think I love her unconditionally. Like
So why?
I why?
Yeah, why would you say you don't think you love her unconditionally?
Well,
Well,
Now I feel like actually like how do I
Yeah, it's kind of an
narrow
awkward
this
question
down? You know what I'm saying? Well,
because I
listen,
do love
okay,
my parents deeply, but I
Right.
just feel
I
like
do. I love my mom like like I said, I can't even explain how much I love her. But a lot of the things that happened in the past still make decisions and form the way I think about things still to this day.
Yeah.
You know
hey
what I mean?
Kanisha.
So when it comes to that, my mom is absolutely positively 100% better of a mom now than she was when I was a youngster, but it also because I'm older now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And she doesn't have to do anything for me anymore.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I just expect her to just be more so my friend than my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like we're on a friendship level opposed to a parent, you know what I'm saying, a mother son type thing. Like I'll never disrespect her. That's my mom. I still talk to her like she's my mother. But we party, we kick it, we do that. We don't do all the you know what I'm saying, all the other
Yeah.
stuff anymore.
Okay.
So I just don't I just don't feel like I
It's
can do it.
different now. It's just
It
different. It's
is.
even different than a parent than a child parent relationship anymore. Like
Yeah.
for me, it's not even like a child parent relationship. Like I'm very much I love my dad. I'm daddy's girl. Everybody knows that. I'll go through hell and high water for my father, and I know he'll do the same for me.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. That's a tough question. It just really is because I would like to think that I love my son unconditionally too. But I feel like even as a mother, like my expectations for him to get out here and be better than I ever was and to make sure that he uh he is doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like, you know what I mean? So I guess I don't know. It's just it is a very broad topic. And like I said, I would love to be able to say I'm able to love unconditionally, but I just don't think that that's a realistic statement. Honestly, I just don't.
The
Yeah.
older we get, the less capable we become at loving unconditionally. Let's just put that out there because we've seen a lot in our life to make us feel the way we do and think the way we do. You know what I mean? Let's just say, for example, we did try to love somebody unconditionally in our past, especially in our younger years. We felt like we loved this person no matter what, through thick and thin, through everything, and this person puts you through the ringer. You're not
Mm.
going to feel the same way. Even in your next relationship, you may not react to that person the same way you did in your previous relationship, but your ability to love them unconditionally fades every single time you feel like you love somebody unconditionally and they let you down.
And see, and
You
I
know
feel
what I
the
mean?
opposite about that because, and this is my opinion, my perception. I feel that I do. I'm gonna say this first. I do agree with y'all. People have expectations at the beginning. I do agree with that. But I do. I will. I feel like as life progresses and you do go through stuff, I feel like depending on who you are, those expectations can even drop. Because at the end of the day, when a person shows you who they are, they just show you who they are. Um, and that doesn't mean that you stop loving them. Now you just know who they are. And for me, I feel like when a person shows me who they are and it's not likable, it's easy for me to love them unconditionally. It is. And that's my opinion. But I feel like it makes it easier for me to love them unconditionally because now you showed me everything. This is who you are, and it is what it is. I don't expect nothing of you. Just
But
do
do
you
you
over there.
expect that person to be who they showed you?
Do I expect well, I expect them to be who they are. So that's the expectation, I guess. I expect them to be who they are. Whoever you are, be you. Be you. Be you, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. But like
Yeah.
I say, that expectation doesn't change the way that I love somebody. Or I mean, I'm not gonna say the
It
way,
doesn't
because it
change
does change the
it
way.
doesn't change
It does,
that you love that person.
yes, it doesn't change that I love them, but
Yeah.
yes, it can change the way that I love them.
Because of the condition.
Kyle, I gotta put this because my brother's on here. Hey, bro.
Hey,
What up,
hey,
Kyle?
before Shay, before you do that, I inboxed you. Can you please go read your messenger real fast?
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because I'm not able to get on there from Heightened and Enlightened.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if that's something that's wrong with the settings or what.
Yeah, I don't know because it didn't give me an option when I got on there. Y'all excuse me. So I
Sorry,
don't
guys.
know. I don't know how because it didn't give me an option. Kyle's commenting. Okay, I'm gonna change this here in a second. But I gotta say this. So Kyle put love can absolutely be unconditional. Even if they do you wrong, you just may not like them or want them in your life. But some love, it won't ever go away. It just be from a distance. Then he put, y'all confusing love with different stages of emotion based off expectations. So
Possibly.
that's what he
And
getting.
I can see that too. But the ability to love something unconditionally is just
I don't
impossible. I
know.
mean,
I just feel like I said, expectations, conditions, however you look at it, like it's all the same thing to me anyway. I
right.
mean, and we might need to look up the definition for expectation, the definition for conditions, and lay those out. Maybe is that what we want to do next? Because I'm just saying, like, to think unconditional, no strings attached, no conditions, which I mean, I associate with expectations, and maybe I'm wrong. If you guys think I'm wrong in the comments, please come through and let me know. But for me to think that you could ever go into any kind of friendship, situationship, relationship, parentship, siblingship, any of that with no expectations, like I said, I stand on what I said. I don't believe that.
Right. So yeah, I
So,
feel like expectations and love and conditions are different. That's a different category.
and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Then break it down to me. Try to make me understand because maybe I am getting it confused. And that's why I said, if the viewers, if you feel like, I'm not looking at it the right way, please, by all
Expectations is
means.
like knowing something's going to happen before it happens. That's what that is. Basically, if you're expecting something to happen, that means you know it's going to happen before it ever happens.
Or waiting for something to happen. What is this? I gotta find a way.
Let's look at, let's see. Okay, expectations of others, the belief about how they should behave, perform, or treat us based on our own values, preferences, and experiences is what it says when you Google expectations of another person.
Of another
Okay.
person, okay.
Okay. And then let's look up
Condition.
conditions in love.
Hey, Nina, I see you
Condition-
on here. Say
Conditions
hello.
hey. Okay, the term conditions in love refers to the circumstances, factors, or requirements that shape or influence how love is experienced and or expressed. It could be understood as interplay of personal belief, societal expectation, relationship dynamics, and individual needs to determine whether love is seen as unconditional, conditional, or based on other factors.
So basically, it's individualized.
Basically it's
Basically.
individualized by person and what the relationship is what it's saying. And then it says conditional love is based on on a certain condition or expectation being met, which
Yeah.
there we are again with those two words together.
Yeah.
For example, loving someone if they behave a certain way, if they meet specific needs, or as long as they remain in a particular relationship. That's conditional love. Unconditional says love that is not based on conditions or expectations. It is given without regards to the other person's actions, thoughts, or behaviors.
So with that being said, I definitely will say that it can exist. It exists depending on who you are and how you look at it.
Well, it has to exist somewhere or it wouldn't even be in the damn dictionary, but
We wouldn't be
don't,
on here talking
yeah,
about it.
they don't exist
Right.
here.
Hey, Kendra, I see you on here, babe.
I really believe that it just has to do with like what you believe, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and like it says on here a lot about like how you were raised and stuff like that. Like I said, I would like to think that I love, especially my brother, unconditionally, because it doesn't matter what he does, it doesn't matter how bad he gets on my nerves. Like, I still love him, and I love him so bad that it hurts. You know what I mean? Because I just wish he would come on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like my expectations of him are just, I mean, I have them, and so I
But
don't know
him not
if
meeting
he,
your expectations doesn't change the love, the feeling of love that you have for him. And that's just all I'm saying. That is a form of unconditional love because he has not met your expectations. Him not meeting your expectations nor your conditions has changed the way that you feel about him. It changed the things that you do for him, but it has not changed the way that you feel about him.
it changes whether I want to punch him in his face or not.
So yeah, this conversation, it just, it, like I say, I feel like it just depends on the perception, the person, like we already said, reading the definitions, you know, what you've experienced, because my experiences in life, some of the people who hurt me the most and the worst are some people I still love till this day, and it has not changed. So for me, that kind of made me, you know, I'm not afraid. Like I said earlier, I'm not afraid of being vulnerable and I'm not afraid of being hurt. So I am able to love a person to a larger capacity than I could before, when I was scared of being hurt and scared of, you know, being used, and like I was scared of that. So I feel like just my perception of love is different now.
Well, if that's what we're going off of, then I guess I can say I've been loved unconditionally. I think I have been. I mean, if we're putting it that way, then I think I've been loved. I feel like my father, I feel like he loves me whether I'm right or wrong. Period. Yeah. No matter what I'm doing or who I am, like he gonna be there regardless. I feel like if that's the way we, I mean, but that's, I don't know. It's a tough topic for me because I just don't feel like it exists at all.
Hold on,
I feel like we
say
have
this.
the ability to do it. I feel like we probably have the ability to do it, but I don't have the ability to do it anymore.
And that's understandable.
You
that's
know
understandable.
Like, I feel like maybe other people can, but I don't possess that at the moment.
So I gotta say these comments because Kendra and Kyle's over here commenting on my side.
See, and we can't see none of those because it's, I don't know. I try to go look again and it says it's private. So,
and I don't see why, because my page is public. So I don't understand why anything is private. But I'll go look again. But Kendra, what she say? Kendra just saying, she doubled down and saying, of course, unconditional love is real. But like she said, girl, I'm gonna read this how you typed it, but hey, she says, but like she said, you love him no matter what. You still love him deeply. Okay, whatever that's supposed to mean. I love you, cousin. Hey, as far as Kyle, he put, you can hear the unconditional she has in her examples. She just has different stages of emotion based off of her expectations.
I can see your comments from my page, so I'm on there now looking at them.
Okay. So
not for me, kids and parents. So Kyle did say not for me, kids and parents.
Yeah.
And I can see that. I can, because the love from a child and their parents, and like back and forth. And I would say, I don't know, for, like I said, child, because some parents don't love their kids. I don't care what you're talking about.
I probably love my, I think I can love my kids unconditionally.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I feel like it depends on the capacity, like Shalonda said. I do agree with that. The capacity that you have to love somebody depends on whether you're able to love unconditionally, because I'm a ride or die for mine. I don't care what the situation is. If he goes out here and does what Rolo was talking about last month, I'm not going to go tell nobody. I'm gonna make sure mine get away. Period.
And just so we're clear, I was joking about that.
I don't know, but that kind of disturbed my spirit all night.
Get out of here.
I was like, no, he didn't say that on live.
No, I would never ever intentionally
feel like
a piece of mind get taken away.
I feel like being a parent teaches you unconditional love. And like you said, not every parent can possess this, but from my experience, and I'm just saying, because you know, you have those kids that are trouble kids, and accepting my children for who they are individually and not just what I want out of them, it has been very hard. It's been very hard because, like we already established, we do have expectations, and sometimes our kids get the brunt of those expectations because we want so much for them. But I feel like they have taught me to love them unconditionally, because in the same token, I've had to learn how to separate my wishes for them versus their path and their journey. And that has made me love them, like my love for them, a little more pure, because at the end of the day, yes, we bring our kids into these worlds, but they're not ours. You know what I'm saying? So they're assignments. So with that being said, it's like, I understand, like, they're not mine, they're God's. And I am just here to kind of get them on their journey and point them in the right direction for purpose. So they've made me love them. Like, they really made me love them as they're on these journeys. Because Damien, he has a hard path. His journey is really hard and he goes through a lot. And there's been times, even as a mom, I can admit, like, that has been hard. But like I say, growing through it and healing through it, if anything, like, it's made me really, really believe in unconditional love. Like, because I love them no matter what they do, right, wrong, or indifferent. It's not going to change none of that. Like, I'm always going to be a safe haven. So I feel like your kids can teach you unconditional love if you allow it.
Yeah, I
I
see. I
think that
see that.
go ahead, Rollo.
Oh no, I was just saying. I see what she's talking about as far as
Yeah,
that.
I think
Like,
honestly that I think that when your child is born, you love them unconditionally. I honestly feel like that, just like a child loving you as a little baby is unconditional love, and as a young child, and you love them unconditionally, it's not until they start to get older that those conditions change. Especially as a parent, like when they go into their teenage years and stuff like that, like that's when we start to worry the most, like who are they going to turn out to be? What's happening right now? Especially like when they start to go through puberty and things start to change, their mind starts to change, they start hanging out with other kids, and everything you taught them, like you expect them to carry what they've learned at home with them everywhere they go. But realistically, we know that that doesn't happen.
Right.
And then they start to get out into this world and they start to get fed by other people and sometimes wrong sources. And they start to do their own thing. And I think that's when the love becomes more conditional than it ever has been, because then you start to put all these different stipulations on that relationship. Like, if you don't do this or you can't do that, then this is how this is going to be. I don't feel like it makes you love them any less. But I feel like the conditions, they do change, and there are more once they get older.
Yeah.
yeah, I can definitely see that too. I don't know, man. It's a weird topic. It really is.
It is a
Like,
weird,
it is a
Yeah.
unconditional love is a really
weird
weird
topic
topic. And
because
It
I'm
actually,
like,
is.
because I feel like it don't exist, but then there's part of me that, like, I could honestly, I feel like I love my children unconditionally. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I
So if
do.
you're in the middle, you feel like it doesn't exist, but you feel like certain situations it could exist.
Well, I feel like it's circumstantial, honestly. Like, I think
There
it's
you
like,
go.
what are the circumstances that surround it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Nicole said, when Nicole named the people that she named, like parents, kids, and siblings, if you think about it, like those are the most important people in your life, right?
Yep.
Your
Yeah.
siblings are your first best friends.
Yep.
Like you'll never ever have a relationship with anybody else in this world, no matter how close you are, like you do with your siblings, because you guys grew up together. You came up together. The stuff that you couldn't tell mom and dad, you told each other.
Yeah.
Your kids, man, that teaches you what love actually is. You know what I mean? As an adult, like that's an unmatched love. You'll never feel the love from anybody else like you feel from your kids. And then, you have your parents who, they might not have been the best parents, but you still have like this deep love for them that you just cannot explain because they're your parents. And so
Yeah.
I feel like those three could possibly be unconditional. They can be, and like I said, it's all circumstantial. It depends on how you look at it and what you believe. But
Yeah.
I just, and that's taken the expectations and the condition word out of it, which I don't think you can, because unconditional
Right.
conditions are in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if you take those words out, then yes, maybe. But looking at it like definition wise, that's why I say I just don't believe in it, because you can't take those words out, because conditions and expectations go hand in hand.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I
So
mean, like I
it's
said,
tough for me.
It is. It is tough, especially if we're going by definition. But if we're not, then yeah, I
But yeah, I
definitely
love
call it.
my people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
unconditionally for sure, definitely with no question. You know what I mean? And I honestly feel like you can feel that same way about your spouse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because
yeah, for sure.
I definitely feel that same way about my spouses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it
Well,
exists,
I
but
feel like
just
now
not for
being
everybody.
married. I feel like now being married to my partner in life, like this is who, we
That's
gonna
your
be together
person.
for the rest of our life. He's my
Yeah,
everything. And I feel like that love, honestly, like on the cool is it kind of trumps every other love you really, it's different. It's a different kind of love. You literally wake up and choose to love this person every day. Like
Yeah.
with no, that's for me, that's no strings attached. Like
yeah,
you're making a choice to love this person, not because you have to. You don't have to keep
Yeah.
loving this person. You don't have to keep being in the same house with this person. You can get
yeah,
up and leave anytime. You can't leave your kids. You have to love them. You
yeah.
can't leave your parents. You have to
No,
love them.
no, you have to like them. You don't
Mm,
have to. Not play.
mm.
No, you definitely have to love them because
You
I
have to
don't
love your
always like
parents.
mine.
You have to love your siblings. Like you might not like them, but you have to love them because
Yeah,
those are your siblings. You know what I mean? Like it's something that was built in you from a child all the way into an adult. Like I love them no matter
they're
what they
tied.
are,
They're
who they
tied to
are.
you.
Yeah. And they're your blood. Your blood flows through. You guys share the same DNA. You feel me? And so that's a different kind of love than your spouse. Like your spouse, I don't know. That's some different kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Kyle said, nah, spouse conditional love. F that.
not the
That's why
double
I
edged.
busted up laughing. I couldn't help it.
So Kyle, but I feel like when you find the right one and when
Yeah.
you find your person, like I don't care what nobody says. I think that love really, I mean, it trumps everything else for me. Like that's my other half. Like that's my best friend. Like even when I don't like him, I love him. You know what I mean? And I choose to keep loving him every day because there's been plenty of opportunities and plenty of times where I wanted to run,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
instead we decided to stay against all odds and fight and keep going. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like that love is totally that's it's a completely different kind of love
yeah.
when you choose to love somebody that way.
And you
Somebody or
made a choice to love
somebody's.
unconditionally.
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody or somebody's Rolo.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
Kanisha's on mine, and so there's other comments. So let's go
Talked
down
about
some of
that.
the comments here. So D says, I love my brother, but when he cussed me out on Facebook, called me names, I blocked him. I want to say I love him unconditionally, but I guess it don't exist because my conditions is you're not going to act a fool on Facebook. So I get it now. Um, Michelle says, I have boundaries. Melanie says 100% Michelle. And then Kanisha jumped on. She says, I disagree. Michelle says, I disagree. I don't expect the ones I love to do anything for me. And so I guess with that, like, so Michelle, my question would be, so you don't expect anything from anybody around you. So everybody around you is just free to do whatever they want to you, whenever they want to you. And you have no expectations going into it. Like for me, that's not who I am as a person. Like I only want genuine friendships around me and people who are going to pour into me like I pour into them because when I was coming up in my younger days, I was the one that was constantly pouring. I was always left on empty. And so for me, if I don't have somebody like Shalonda, I can call her and she's going to fill my cup. If I'm on empty, she's going to fill me up and she can get the same from me. Rolo, same
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? Like those are the genuine friendships and relationships that I want in my life now. So I'm not going into any friendship, relationship, shit, period, with no expectations. That's not even realistic for me at my age and what I'm trying to do in life right now.
yeah,
And I think you guys are confusing expectations with material things. That's not what I'm talking about because I don't need a material thing from anybody.
Yeah.
It's so much deeper than that.
yeah. You
So
have to be able to match my spiritual energy.
yeah.
Have to, because I don't accept leeches in my clan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be a a leech and try to drain me of all my spiritual energy to help lift you, but then it not be reciprocated. Like no, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. So that's why I like to stay around like-minded people. You know what I mean? Like if we all think and feel the same way about most things, then those are the type of people I want to be around. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when I talk to y'all, it's spiritually charging. You know what I mean? Because y'all that's just how y'all are. You got both of y'all are high energy, and boom, y'all just put the positivity out there. Period.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people that we need around us. Like we're pushing 40, mainly Shalonda, but we're
You just
pushing
had
40.
to do me like that.
Facts, big
He's
I
facts.
right
just put,
behind me,
hey sis,
y'all.
you still
Right
look good
behind
though.
me.
I ain't gonna lie to you, but like we don't have time to be dealing with people like that. We just don't have time for it, and we don't
No,
have the want. You know what I
nobody's
mean?
gonna
Like
do that.
we have so many goals we're trying to crush. We do not need to be distracted with the nonsense.
Yeah.
So
I just gotta
yeah,
move that back over there. Okay. So
my
that's
terms and conditions is if you want to hang with me, you gotta bring something to the table.
period. And so I'm
I'm
glad that you
sorry.
said that because this is the next comment. Okay.
Okay.
Michelle said, expecting something out of anyone, any kind of relationship sounds like, what can you do for me and what can I do for you? Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Absolutely. As quiet as it's kept, and you guys as adults, come on now. Um,
Yeah.
if you're going into any at our big old age, okay, Shalonda's almost 40, so at her big old
And
age,
y'all gonna quit
um,
bringing up my age.
hey, at her big old age, I'm just gonna say this: like, we are not going in to any relationships, friendships, any of that with no expectations of the other person. I'm sorry. And if
At
you can
all.
honestly get
Yeah.
on here and say that you go into those relationships and friendships with no expectations, I expect for you to treat me a certain kind of way at our age. Like as a teenager, like, yeah, maybe I would just accept way more than I do now. You
Yeah.
know, I would just allow
Yeah.
people to do the stupidest things and I would just stick around and hang around and still want to be your friend and still, I'm not doing that anymore.
Hey,
I'm
you
not
want to
in
be
that
my
season of my
friend?
life anymore.
You want to be my friend? You got to pass a background check. We got to look deep into you
Not
because I
that he
want to
said
see what
pass a
kind of person.
background check.
Like I want
Oh,
to see what kind of person you is for real. Like just being honest. Like if we go back, say we go back to some of our friends back in the day. You know what I mean? And they're still the same people today as they were back then. And I'm
Hmm.
like, we are not interested
we're not
in
doing
being
that.
around you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, yeah, there's terms and conditions if you want to be friends with me. Like, if you're not trying to elevate or move forward or trying to build something or trying to do anything that's going to elevate yourself and your people, I am not interested in that. I just don't have the energy for that. Like, I don't.
I just feel like, everybody's trying to, you guys are looking at it from, like I said, a materialistic kind of way. And that's not what I'm saying, you guys. I don't, I can take care of myself. So going into it, like, what can you do for me and what can I do for you? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I don't need you to go buy me a slushie from Sonic. I can go get my own. Okay.
Yeah. No,
But I do need you
we're
to pick up this
friends and
phone.
business partners.
Yeah, I do need you to pick up this phone and let's talk about this business idea and let me see what you
Yeah.
got going on this week. You know
Period.
what I mean? Like that's the type of
Period.
relationships I need now. They're just grown up relationships. And I mean,
Yeah. We're
I
trying to
don't
buy
know.
land and do stuff and build our communities and build our people. We ain't got time for the small stuff, the small talk. The people that aren't trying to grow, like Kanisha said, like we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Kanisha says, I honestly believe in as if it's doable with growth and maturity. My brother is my number one guy, including my child. But I kind of feel like conditions, expectations are really when you break it all down, all the way down, are things that we apply to our life now and the world as we see it. That's what my mama used to tell me. I don't have to like you. Yeah, I've heard that a couple times. I don't gotta like
Man,
you,
But I
but
love
I
you.
gotta love you. Yep.
Yeah.
Lloyd says you have no choice in all capital letters, brother. Don't get on here yelling. Okay. Turn
period.
down. Anyways, Kanisha says more of the mental level, spiritual healing and fulfillment. Yeah, so that's what I'm on, you guys. So if you guys think when I say that it's transactional that I'm talking about material, it's not.
Right. Even energy is transactional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
transfer energy is real is all get out. Like I don't
Right.
understand why people don't understand that. That's why I said we no leeches, no none of that. Like we have to have somebody that's gonna match what we got going on. Like otherwise, it's just it just ain't gonna work.
See, and I get all of that, and I agree with a lot of that, but the way my brain works, I have boxes and a lot of stuff. I know how to separate a lot of stuff. And I agree with having expectations. I agree with having certain conditions. I agree with having boundaries. But where I will always say I believe in unconditional love because there are certain people in your life that you love regardless whether they meet your expectations, whether they're not aligning with your conditions, and
I don't like none of them. How
but
about
you
that?
love them regardless. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. And like you said, Ashley, I feel like some of us, because I've also experienced unconditional love. I've had, certain people in my life. I feel like you love me unconditionally because I ain't always been the best fucking friend. I can admit that. Ooh, y'all, I'm up here cussing. Excuse me, y'all, but I ain't always been the best friend, the best person. Like I've had my faults, and I feel like I'm still lovable, and I feel like that is a form of unconditional love because you love me through all of my ugly stages. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like my friends have even showed me that. And I don't have a lot of y'all, but the ones of y'all that are close to me, I feel like y'all show me unconditional love because I ain't always easy to get along with, and y'all know that.
But you know what though, Shay? I feel like that's because it's always been reciprocated. Y'all know what the hell I'm trying
Reciprocate.
to
I know what
say.
you mean. Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say. We're not even going to do this right now. But that's because it's always been both ways, basically. Like it's always been us. You know what I mean? And could no blood make us closer?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so I don't know.
That's why I
I
say
love you.
it's individualized, depends on your perception, who you are, how you look at it. So we can all agree on that because some people will say no and stand on it, and it's understandable because I get it. If you feel like I don't even have the capacity to love a person unconditionally, I get that. I get that. That's where you're at in life. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? But see, where I'm at in life, I have that capacity. I can truly love a person without any stipulations, any conditions, any expectations, and just love
And
you for who you are.
that's where I'm going to stop you because you're lying right now. I'm sorry. No, but you're not going, Shalonda. I know you. 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 We've been know that's a lie. You're not going, you're
Okay.
too headstrong for that, and you're too smart for that. You're not going into any relationship or anything else with no expectations. So
So
don't say that anymore.
I didn't say go into it. I did not say go into it because I do believe that once you're in, when you love a person, and this is for me, this is how my brain works. When I start loving you to be for real, those some of those expectations drop. Now, at the end of the day, I will say one expectation: I expect you to be who you are, but that does not change my love for you because if you turn out to be a shitty person, I'm still going to love you being a shitty person.
I'm not rocking with you no more. It
No,
is
I'm
what it
not
is.
saying I'm gonna be in your face. I'm not gonna allow you to stain me with your boo boo. But at the end of the day, just you know what I'm saying, just because I don't want to get boo boo on me, don't mean I don't love you. That just means I don't want your boo boo on me.
Yeah, I don't know.
period.
I
Ad
don't know.
period.
I don't know. I just don't have that in me no more. I just really don't
I
have
don't.
that in me no more. And that's just being completely transparent. I don't like, I feel like my siblings, um, and Shalon, I consider you one of my siblings, not a friend. Like you're my
Yeah.
sister. I feel like my siblings, my child, my parents, and honestly, like I don't like my mama sometimes.
You
I love
stupid.
her.
Shut up.
I love her. Hey, but sometimes me and her, we butt heads a little bit. But I love her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and my husband, I love him unconditionally. I can say I love him unconditionally. Like, do I have conditions and expectations? Yeah, so I don't love him unconditionally. But since you guys are saying that we're taking all that out, then yeah, I love him unconditionally.
Oh,
You know? We just gonna go with the flow. If that's the case, then yeah, I love him unconditionally. No conditions. He ain't gotta pay no bills when he, I don't need his help. If the gas need to be put in the car, got that too. No worries. I don't have no
Tripping.
expectations, none. If he
True.
wants to go out and get him 5 girlfriends and come home and yeah, I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah,
You so
please do.
silly.
Thank you.
I was
Thank
getting ready to
you.
go too far. I forgot we was live.
Yeah,
Go,
thank
go
you.
back to the comments.
All right, comments. All right, so Terry Blackman Wilson Bay. Boy, that's a
Papa Terry.
long name. Anyway, he says, I have friends that I truly love, but I can go the rest of my life without ever speaking or hanging with. In my journey, they no longer fit into where I'm trying to go. If it disturbs my peace, I'll holla.
That's cold peas right there.
Period.
And that's
But
what I'm
I
saying.
agree
Like,
with
I don't
that.
think
That's
that
what
we're
I'm talking
speaking
about.
of just because you don't mess with somebody that you stop loving them. I never said that because I have people that I don't rock with, I don't mess with, but I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I love them unconditionally. I'm sorry, that just doesn't. I don't believe that it does. But anyway, Kanisha
Okay.
says, I very much agree. I have a bond with sis that another could never feel. I know sis, and me and Kanisha have been super close for a really long time. But
Yeah.
I feel like, again, I don't know. I feel like God gives you certain people in your life that just kind of fit there without the blood. You know what I mean? They just kind of
Yeah.
go there, like they were meant to be there in your life for a bigger purpose. And those people in my life are the people that I'll rock with till I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to say that I don't have any expectations of those relationships, or you know what I mean? Like, I expect you guys to be there if I need you to be, or you know what I mean? I expect you to still be the same person no matter what the situation is. And I expect you to come and talk to me about any issue that you might have with me, and not go talk to the next. You know what I mean? Like, those
Yeah.
are the expectations I have with the females that I rock with. Like, come to me, let's talk about it. You know, let's
Right.
be real about it. We're gonna keep it 100 with each other no matter what the situation is, because I'm gonna rock with you regardless. You know what I mean?
Period.
But yeah, that was Shay. And then my dad says, I can see that, Shay. And then Kanisha says, yes indeed, in all capital letters. So she's in the comments yelling too. What you got over there, Shay?
Okay, well, Kyle and Kendra been going back and forth, but yeah, I'm not keeping up with that whole combo. But this Kyle put at the bottom says certain people in your life will reserve unconditional love, and a lot of the others will be just conditional. And I like I say, I can understand that because everybody. I'm not saying I believe in it all across the board, like you love everybody unconditionally. I'm just saying that I feel like that does exist. And then
But
he
I
put
feel like, but you say that in one sentence, but then like in another, you guys are saying like, if I love this person and they do me wrong and I don't rock with them, but I still love them, that means that I love them unconditionally. Then that's a wide spectrum of people, because I know me, I got a big heart and I love hard. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And so for me, like the way I was built, loyalty is everything to me. And
yeah.
so just because somebody didn't rock with me the way I rocked with them, that doesn't mean that I changed how I love them. But I can't say that I love that person unconditionally because I don't mess with them. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, unconditional love to me, if I were to say I had to look at unconditional love, it's somebody that I love so much that I could never stop messing with them. For real. You know what I mean? No matter what the circumstances were, no matter what they did, like I couldn't stop talking to this person, or I couldn't stop because I love them too much. I would oversee, I would have to look past anything that they've done and still rock with them and try to understand it from their perception because I love this person that much. To me, that's unconditional love. I don't feel like you can have unconditional love for somebody that you don't talk
So
to no more.
you feel like unconditional love sets you up um in a negative aspect. Is that why you don't believe in it? Because the things that you had said revolving around that was like, basically when you loving someone unconditionally, you're giving them freedom to do whatever they want to do to you and you still rock with them.
No, 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 no. Backtrack.
Okay.
Skirt.
Okay.
That's what that sounded like. That is not what I said. Okay. So what I'm saying is I don't. So I've heard a lot like throughout the show, like I have this person that I rocked with, or even my sibling. Let's use one of my siblings for example.
Okay.
They don't meet my expectations. They don't do what I need them to do, but I still rock with them. So I love them unconditional. If I can cut you off and never speak to you again, I don't love you unconditionally. Period. So
Yeah.
the
Okay.
people that I might have loved unconditionally, like, oh my God, it hurts so bad for them to leave, but then now they're gone and they've been gone. and I'm okay. I'm still doing, and I don't speak to you no more. I don't love you. I never loved you unconditionally. That was just how I felt at that time. The people that I love unconditionally are the people I'm going to rock with for the rest of my life, regardless. Period. And nothing they do or say could change that.
Yeah.
Like my child. Nothing he could do. I don't care if he went out here and was front page on the newspaper for some, I'm going to love my child still. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care if it, like Shalonda, you know, me and you, it doesn't matter what you do, I'm going to rock with you. Period. As long as we can sit down and have that conversation, we're going to keep rocking with each other. That's unconditional love. It's the people that you refuse to let go of. To me, that's unconditional love. So if we're going to compare unconditional love to love at all, that's what I'd have to say it is. It's the people that you're not willing to let go of. You're going to work through everything, anything and everything that's thrown at you, as a friendship, as a relationship, as a parentship, any of that. That's unconditional love to me.
Okay.
I'd have to say I agree for sure. Like, definitely. That puts some perspective on it.
I mean, and that's just going off of the conversations from the show and kind of really thinking about, you know, like what Kyle was saying earlier, and, you know, like what my dad's saying in the comments and some of the other comments that we've had, and thinking about Kanisha being in the comments and like our relationship, and Shay, me and your relationship, and, you know, and then thinking like all the way to my husband and my kid, and thinking about the closest relationships to me. Like, to me, that's unconditional love. Those are the relationships that I think would break me if I were to lose one of those relationships. You know what I mean? Anybody else, it is what it is. They come and go.
Right.
You know? That's just how I feel.
That's what's up.
And I agree. I'm with that. Kyle said, when we going to talk about going 50-50 in relationships?
Let's talk about it now. Let's talk. Kyle, let me tell you something. And okay, let's talk about it now. 50-50 in relationships.
Going up.
Kyle, first of all, I want to say, whoever hurt you, let us know. We will pull up on her, okay? Don't forget you got sisters out here. Don't forget you got sisters out here. And God is still working on me, okay? So whoever hurt you, because you said the stuff about the spouses earlier, and now we're talking about going 50-50 in relationships. So I'm just going to assume you're going through something right now, and that's fine. Just let us know. Send the Addy, okay? We'll pull up.
You need to come to Florida, bro.
Yeah, just let us know. I need a trip. Anyways, but I feel like when you get into a marriage or relationship with the right person, there is no more 50-50. You complement each other. Where you lack, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even about, oh, let's break these bills down and see how much we both owe. My money is your money, your money is my money, and we're gonna do this together. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. Rolo,
how do y'all feel about that?
Why you cross your arms?
Because he was talking to somebody, he wasn't even listening.
I was listening. I was talking to my son.
Oh.
Well, tell him come say hey.
Lily.
Yeah, tell him come say hey. Basically, what we're talking about is going 50-50 in relationships. Kyle says we need to talk about when we're going to start going 50-50 in relationships.
You sound real staticky, sis.
I do?
I can hear it clear.
That's your raggedy ass iPhone.
Get out of here.
Kendra said, Ashley, you sound clear. So, Rolo, that's you.
They said come say hi.
Oh, they did?
Ooh. Let me see. Tom, come on this live. Say hey.
Yeah, get on the live and speak and say hello.
Come on here, right here.
Where?
Right here.
Right here, right in front of the camera.
All right.
Hi. Lena, hey, welcome to the welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
What you know about unconditional love?
Unconditional love?
Yeah, what you know about unconditional love?
Like, unconditional love, it doesn't have to just like being like, you got to be mean and nice to them. Like,
he said mean and nice.
So like, you got to be nice to where like if someone wants to come talk to you, you got to listen and respect what they say. But like when they like need structure and discipline, you also have to be able to do that too.
So your parents.
Basically.
Yeah, so your parents, unconditional love. And that proves my point, you guys. That is a child on here talking about unconditional love. And the first person he names is his parents. It's the only way possible. I'm just saying, straight from the mouth of a child.
Huh?
He said you got to be mean and nice.
Right.
I haven't even figured out how to do that.
But I agree with that though,
You're just
because honestly,
mean.
Yeah.
like people don't understand that kids really thrive off of discipline. Like
Yeah, and structure.
if you don't discipline your kids and you don't, and there's no structure, they don't really. For instance, they think I'm the mean auntie. My nieces and
Right.
nephews think I'm the mean one. Okay, all the kids when they come
Not
over,
for
they
real.
think I'm the mean one, but they love to be at my house. But I'll get in your
Period.
ass. But
For
at the
real.
same time, you know what I mean? I love you to death, and the kids used to love being at my house. But you know, they know the consequences. You might get in trouble over here. Because if I got to get on mine, I'm gonna get on you.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
gonna kick it and party and have fun and eat snacks too.
Right. Okay, so Kyle said about this 50-50 for context. I've never gone 50-50. I've always paid all the bills and I don't believe what he say. Oh, but I believe it shouldn't matter. It's based on each relationship, whatever the relationship calls for should be their choice. I agree with that, brother, because
Yeah.
I believe in 100. Like we both go hard, we both figure it
Mhm.
out. Like Ashley said, where I'm weak, you're strong. Where you're weak, I'm strong. I mean, I feel like putting your all. That's what I believe. But I know some women. I know a lot of women that feel like screw 50-50, and the man should be the sole provider. I mean, hey, to each his own. Even for that, I mean,
I
me
mean,
as a
for
woman,
me,
huh?
for me being the kind of woman I am, anyways, I'm not gonna sit at home and be no housewife. I
Boom. I
just
was just
can't
about to
do
say the
it.
same thing.
I can't do it because I'm on the go. I want to move, and even if I'm not working, I'm gonna be doing
Doing something.
something. Hi,
Yep.
mama. I'm gonna be doing something. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be just sitting at the house doing nothing all day. I just can't do it. Even working,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have some kind of side hustle. So I mean, I'm
Yeah.
bringing something to the table,
I'm that
and
same
10
type
out of
of
10,
woman.
I am the
So
table. Okay,
yeah.
Bring the
let's just say
table
that.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the chairs. Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to have a seat? Because you
You're right.
can.
Pick one. Yeah.
I'm just saying, but me and Shalana, we different kind of females though. So
Yeah. Look.
we're a little bit different.
But I don't talk about, I don't judge nobody for the 50-50. I get it. But my daddy always taught me, you make sure you always got you. And my
So
mama
let
used
me
to always tell me, keep me some mad money put to the side for me. So my parents both taught me, no matter what I'm in, always make sure I got me to bring, I got enough to bring to the table. You always
yeah.
make sure that you are enough.
Yeah, you got your
Period.
own. You don't never depend on another man's hand because at the end of the day, they get up and walk. People wake up feeling different every day, B. Hey, so hey, you get up and they decide to go. I mean, I gotta maintain. I gotta make
Not
sure
money
I got me
making
still.
Mitch.
Hey, Kyle over here
Said, hey,
clowning, bro.
B.
Get off my live because
What do you say?
he said y'all stupid, laugh out loud, and why Rolo acting like he don't want to say nothing.
I'm not saying nothing because I can't relate to y'all situation.
What are you what about the 50-50?
Yeah.
You
Well,
don't
what is
believe in
it?
50-50? You believe in being the sole provider?
I mean, I have two different spouses, so
I was getting
Okay.
ready to say
I
both of
can't
his wives
I
work
can't
too,
So
so no, he
25,
doesn't.
25, 20, what? 30,
I
30,
can't
30?
speak on anything that y'all talking about.
So
No,
with the
we just
30,
I
30,
mean we
30,
do
where
what
does
we
that
gotta
other
do to
10%
make
come
sure
from?
we take care of everything. Period.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. 100% of me, 100% of you, 50% of her, 30% of her, don't matter. Let's
Right.
get it done. Let's get to
Right,
it.
wherever you lack,
You
I
know what I'm
got
saying?
you.
Right.
Like, period. That there's
Yeah,
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, I know a lot of things have changed, but the way that I was brought up, yeah, my granddad was the one who took care of the bills and all that and this and that and the other. But my grandma definitely put in work. It wasn't like she was just standing there in neutral, you know what I'm saying, taking
Right.
care of his house and raising kids. Nah, she did what she had to do too to get to it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. We all gonna get it and we all should be getting to it. So you may not be able to give me 100% today, But I'll take that 30% and I'll put in my 100 or my 70 or whatever, and we gonna get to it. Period.
So how do y'all feel about borrowing money from your spouse?
You shouldn't have to borrow money from your spouse.
Some relationships is like that. Like, I'm gonna give you this $20 until I get paid on Friday. Until you get paid on Friday. But when you get paid on Friday, I need that back.
I wish a mo-
Period. Because I'm not asking nobody to borrow no $20 around here, okay?
Yeah.
period.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's
But some people really live that type of
Hey, I
marriage. I
wish
mean,
I wish one of them would say some shit like that.
can I
Like, yeah,
borrow?
that's cool. And I'm gonna borrow this handbag too until then. Let me borrow that bag.
You childish, Rolo.
Shit, a little bit. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Hey, hey, I'll be talking like that because ain't that one of them here, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, when they come back, he'll be quiet, y'all.
Yeah, I'll be quiet. But when they leave, I'll be talking again.
Mhm. You got some comments over there, Ashley? You got
uh,
your head down.
Lloyd just said, "I wish you would," in all capital letters, babe. If you don't get off of here, yelling, you've been yelling the whole show. Take your cap locks off. Because what are we yelling for? And
Leave him
what? Come,
alone.
babe, come give me some water. I'm empty, please. I need 50% ice and 50% water.
No, I know she lying.
So silly.
Please, please.
I give her 100% ice and 50% water since she playing.
Yeah, no, I'm the comments kind of slowed down over here, so
Yeah, Kyle's over here going up because mine.
Kyle.
what's he
Yeah,
talking about? Come on.
he said, nah, y'all roommates. So, bro, what you feel like? You feel like when there's 50-50 day roommates? What do you got to elaborate on that, bro?
Yeah.
Give
I
you some.
mean, I kind of agree with him. If you got to ask to borrow money and you got to sit down and make out a plan to see who's paying. This is our big. Okay, so our rent is 800. So you got to pay 400. You got to pay 400. You get paid this week. I get paid this week. But if you got to sit down, you might as well have a roommate, and I might as well be free to do whatever I want to do.
You
Period.
hey,
And that's just how I feel. If
Nah.
I gotta ask you for half of the bill money and you gotta ask me and we gotta sit down and map out half and half, baby, let me tell you something. I need a boyfriend that I don't have to pay half. Okay.
We are not getting into this right
I'm just
now.
saying.
uh let's just stop that right there.
No,
right?
I'm just saying. I didn't get married to have to worry about who's paying half of what. Okay. I just didn't. We all gonna put
Yeah,
100% everything we got into this one account and whatever draw up out of it, that's just how it goes. Okay.
yeah.
I'm not asking you for nothing. And if I need $20, I'm gonna go in your pocket if you got $20 in cash and you sleep in the morning. I'm gonna go spend that 20 and I probably won't even tell you that I got the 20. You're
Hey,
gonna
the
go in your
crazy thing
pocket to
is,
get
is
that 20.
I'm cool with that. I hear bro talking in the
Right, we hear him in the background.
background. He
He
said, "You
says she
bet not."
show ain't. I'm gonna have to find out. Show is. He gonna
But
go in there
see,
to spend that 20 in the corner store and it's gonna be gone.
I'm with you, Ashley, because if I'm in a relationship, yeah, we bring everything to the table. I mean, I shouldn't have to ask my partner for nothing. And when it comes to, what I'm saying, like, hey, babe, can I get this? Here you go. And same for him. If, hey, babe, hey, I'm short right now. Here you go. So I feel like I say, that's that hundred, bringing a full everything of yourself to the relationship when you in a partnership.
Yeah. And see, for me, I'm not even gonna tell you I'm short. I'm just gonna spend it. It is what it is. If you log into the bank account and it's $400 short, just know I use it on something that I needed or we needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Because the personality, you're not even gonna ask nobody for nothing unless you need it. That's your personality, because that's mine
Mhm.
too. I'm not even gonna open my mouth to ask you to borrow nothing, actually.
Yep.
And then I'm not gonna ask. If I come to you for something, it's because I need it. So no, I ain't gonna borrow.
But that's just like my husband knows though. Like my husband knows if I go out here and I make $350 today, out here just selling purses out and about, I'm coming home and I'm gonna be like, here, ready, put this in your pocket. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's my husband. So either way, if I got it, he got it. If he has it, I have it. And that's just the relationship we have. But I have heard some couples say, like, I split the bills and I have to borrow money and his car is his car and my car is my car and he don't let me borrow his car. Like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
That's crazy.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not borrowing nothing. I'm finna
That's
come get your
crazy.
car keys, babe. Give me them keys. And leave my
Yeah.
car sitting right out there because it need gas in it. So when he get in mine, it's gonna be on empty. He know what's up. Because I drove past 5 gas stations on the way home and the lights on.
Man, stop doing that.
Right.
No, I'm not going to stop doing that because when I get married, I don't have to do that no more. I don't have to pump gas.
You know what? You're right, but damn, come on.
It's
Hey,
just
that's
terrible.
funny you said that because I was just somewhere the other day and this dude was talking about his wife ran out of gas because she had drove past all these
And
gas
yeah, we
stations.
didn't even
And
stop.
so she was stranded on the side of the road. And
I will.
he looked at me and said, how's that my problem?
Hey, hey, listen, Rolo. I know I remember one time I was driving around with my gas light on and I got to the house and he noticed I told him my gas was on empty and I spazzed out on him. I was like, you let me drive around here with no gas in my car. He's like, baby, I ain't even been in your car. But why didn't you check? You supposed to
It's
get in there and at
terrible.
least check to see if I got gas. No, and
And
I didn't say nothing,
you
but
can't say, baby, I need gas. Can you go put gas in the car real quick?
I shouldn't have to.
So he should just go out there and check your gas. Oh, okay.
Does he have to say that he's hungry or that he wants some? No. So why
You're
should I
right.
have to say that I need gas?
I get. Listen, y'all taking advantage of this
Point
I'm
way
just
too
proven.
much.
asking.
I'm
I
just
mean,
telling you. Because look, check this out. I've let I've let I've let one of my spouses take my truck and it had gas in it when they took it. When it came home, that shit was on empty. But then they jump and they whip it and they put gas in their shit and left mine just chilling.
Mm.
So what's
they
up?
left
I
your
mean,
car chilling with no gas. Your wife's did.
yeah.
They supposed to. What you want them to take it to the gas station and put gas in it?
So then why would you take your car to the gas station and put gas in it?
Because why didn't you take their car to the gas station and put gas in it? Why did
I
they have
wasn't
to?
going nowhere. Why would I
It
get
doesn't matter what, and that's the problem. See, and
and
that's
see
the problem.
wintertime, it's absolute. I'll go out there and put
Y'all are
gas in it.
It
horrible.
doesn't
I
matter.
don't
It's hot
expect to.
outside. What are you talking about right
No,
now? So
the
you
fuck.
want her outside
Y'all are
sweating?
tripping with that. Like,
No,
nah.
because that's crazy to me.
Y'all tripping with that.
What
Y'all tripping.
are you lacking anything with either one of your wives, Rolo? Are you
No, but
lacking?
I will say this though. I'm tired of hearing this independent and equal shit and y'all don't want to put gas in your car. That's crazy. Like that's just crazy. For real. Even if you just put $5 in it to get to the damn house, as long as I'm not the one having to
Who
drive it
said?
2 blocks and then I
Wait
run
a
out of
minute.
gas. I'm like, baby, I need a gas can. And what
You
you
went
gonna
too
say?
far.
Hold
You
on,
went
what
too
you gonna
far.
say? I
Yeah,
need
because
Who?
you.
I'm still stuck on the independent stuff. Like,
She gonna say, I need you to walk to the house and get the gas can and then walk up there and put gas in it and then walk for real? Like this what we doing?
You should have
Where's
never got
Lord?
that low in the first place. That's on you.
Where's Lord?
He's in the comments.
Yeah, no, I need him in the room.
no.
He's in the comments.
I need him
He
in
says
the
he
room.
says I'm not checking your car. You know better. You better say something. That's
Thank
why you.
you.
And then he said that's why you spaz out.
I love it.
Okay, Ashley.
I'm
That's
not
my
playing.
guy.
Get
There
out.
he is. Yep.
Just
Get out of
terrible.
here. You're not allowed
That
on
don't
our
mean
podcast.
Bro,
that don't
let me
mean I
tell
don't
you,
love you,
let me
but
tell
come
y'all
on.
something. Let me tell y'all something. She's psycho. If I, she gonna have to say something for me to put gas in her car. I'm not gonna be out there every hour checking her car.
Not every hour, but like twice a week
I'm
at
not.
least.
No, you better say something. That's why she spares out. Because you know I'm not gonna be out there checking her car for her gas, and she driving her car, and I ain't been in it in 3 weeks. What kind of crap is that?
Well,
She
all
losing
right.
her mind.
We're live right now, so I can't say what I
Bro
want to
just
say.
That's,
bro just
No.
cleared all that up.
and that's why she spares out. Cause she already know, and I let her spaz out. If you ain't saying nothing back, then that means she'll be a fool to talk to herself.
but he's gonna say something back because I know how to get under his skin. So
And bro, when she spaz out, you love her unconditionally, don't you?
yeah,
Yep.
For
he ain't
real.
with
Better lay down right next to me at the end. Yeah, we.
But no, like I'm not saying I don't
Really.
put gas in my spouse's car. Like if my wives are like, yo, the truck needs some gas or this car needs some gas, I'm gonna go put gas in it.
But I don't even understand why you would make us waste
However,
our energy or breath saying that.
what
Like,
I'm not gonna do is when you get home from work and you go jump in the shower, I'm not gonna grab your keys and go out here and check where the gas at on this thing.
well, you
You
need
know
to
you
step
got
your
stuff
game
to
up
do.
then. Because why not?
No,
You
I'm not doing
guys,
that.
I want to say something, and I just want to put this out there and take accountability for my actions. This has really let me know that I truly have a problem because I don't even give my man the chance to do none of that.
You do
I
have a problem, man. And that's
like,
why and that's why you have problems in your relationship because you're trying to be the man still.
and like
Yeah,
I said, I'm gonna
you
take
gotta quit doing
accountability.
that. Yeah,
But
you have to
because
quit doing
he
that.
always tells me like I mean I fill up my own tank, I do my own stuff, I'm washing the car, like I'm doing all this. And when he sees me, he's like, "Man, sit down!" Like, what are you doing? And it for me, it's like first nature. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, I just do
That's
it.
crazy.
And listening to
Mm-mm.
y'all, like listening to Rolo talk about his wives, and then listening to you, Ashley, I'm just like, dang. I don't even
No,
give him a chance because
I'll
I
put the
don't
gas in. I'll wash the car. I'll clean the cars out. Like, nah, you
see
ain't doing
Yeah,
that.
roasting and all that.
my brain goes to I don't ever want to be in a position to where I have to wait on somebody or be stranded. Because like how you said, Rolo, your boy's wife was like willing to be on the side of the road to wait for her man, her husband. Uh-uh.
And he said, "How is that my problem?" And stayed at work.
See, I don't even want a person to have a chance to say that to me. Because one time I popped my tire and baby was on the way and he took too long and I had it fixed before he got to me.
You changed your own tire? Girl, I don't even know how to change a tire. I'm not even gonna fake with
That
you.
girl,
is
I know how to
not
change tire, check
good.
oil. My daddy taught me how to do all that.
I don't know how to do listen, I know how to check my oil, I guess. You dip it and then wipe the stick and then dip it again. So I guess you know how to do that. I know how to do that, but I don't know how to change no tire. And Rolo, the way you looked when you said that, baby, let me tell you something, Kay. I come from the streets, okay, and I come from like the way back streets with them '80s crackheads. When if you had a
You're
flat tire,
stupid.
they would
No,
come
that's
change
real
it
though.
for you for a little bit of nothing. You know what I'm talking about?
That's
Okay,
real. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So they used to pull up and come change that tire, and then when I got older, and they wasn't doing all that no more because now they sleepy and stuff. Um,
I can't stand you.
what? That wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry, y'all.
No.
Anyway,
Keep going.
um, I was I was paying for AAA or, my car, it come with the tow package. So if I have a flat tire, the tow truck will come out and fix the tire for me. And so that's just something that I never learned how to do. And you sounded kind of judgy when you were talking about how I don't know how to change a tire. So by all means, if you want to drive out here to Texas and show me how, I would love to
Oh,
learn.
Hey, I ain't even.
Rolo,
I got you
Rolo.
one better. I don't even have to drive out there. You go to YouTube. They have a lot of
Man, I'll
tutorials on
hang up
how
on
you
you right
change.
now. I'll end this live right now. Everybody gonna get off. Say something else, Rolo.
Something
Say
else,
something else.
Rolo.
y'all are
I bet I
No,
terrible.
end it. I'll end
but
it
no,
all.
it's just a good skill to have. It's not that you may not
I'm
ever
not
have to use
changing
it
no
ever.
tire. Are you crazy? I'm not
Listen,
doing that. I'm sorry. I ain't never been that type. And it don't
What
have
if your
nothing to do
I
tire
taught
again.
goes
my daughter
flat?
how to change a tire. She may not ever
I
have
don't
to
But
even
do
hold
it.
on. Here's
But in
something
the
that my
event that
dad,
she's stranded somewhere where nobody can get to her quickly,
I was just
she can
about to
get it
say that.
done.
My dad used to say that to me because he used to be like, what if you are driving through a town out in the middle
Yeah,
of nowhere, you have no reception, you can't call nobody, ain't nowhere in sight, what you gonna do?
Yeah, you guys, those are all kind of what ifs. And how often in life is that really ever going to happen? Let's be real.
for
In
me
my whole
twice.
37 years of living, I've never been in that situation
It's happened to
ever.
me twice.
Well, hey, I
Me
don't know.
too.
Maybe you're that fucking 5%. Okay, I don't know because
I don't
it's
have
never
time for
happened to me.
this.
I've never been in that situation.
Yes, it's happened to me twice. Tire
Hell
blew.
yeah.
And
And then
and
it
it's
happened
2025, getting ready to be
twice in the
2026.
middle of the
Cell phone
night.
reception is everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
dead spots.
yeah, there is.
I don't know what service you have, but I haven't seen one yet.
Okay. Anyways, so
Yeah.
Kyle gonna put on here because Kyle, bro, I appreciate you watching, but you going up in these comments.
I wish we could see him on here. What do you say?
No, he put what I've noticed is females have this thing of an uncommunicated expectations and fail to realize with men you got to use your words, and once you tell us, then boom, we should be able to do it without repeating yourself. Kyle, you would be surprised how many dudes don't listen.
I was just getting ready to say, Kyle,
that
please
is
stop.
crazy because a woman can communicate all she wants, and a lot of guys don't hear what she's saying.
Man, let me tell you something. Hey, and I tell my husband
they
this, y'all,
hear,
and this
they
is
just don't listen.
hey, listen, this is real. This is real. I tell my husband this, and it's so something simple like babe, can you please stop leaving your socks on the ground right there? Just like that. Hey babe, can you please stop leaving your socks? Day 2. Hey babe, I asked you yesterday, can you please stop leaving your socks right there? Oh yeah, babe, I got you. Day 3. Now your socks are on my pillow. Hey babe, why are your socks on my pillow? I asked you not to leave them there, so why are they on my pillow? You know, I don't like your socks on my pillow like that. It's pretty gross. Day 4, stop leaving your socks right here. Well, you yelling. Well, how many times do I gotta say it nice before you hear me? Men don't listen. Yell a bit slow.
Like I said, we listen. We just had a tendency not to hear you.
Okay. Yeah, and you have a tendency to hear us when we're yelling. Now we're wrong. We're the problem.
Hey, see, listen. In my house, that's just talking. Because you know they both got hearing problems, so they yell all the time. So I don't know which way
Hey,
is
Bebe
up.
for sure be
No,
yelling all the time.
hell
She be
yeah,
like,
she loud as a motherfucker. I said, "Hey, you ghetto as hell. Lower that damn voice."
yeah.
We 3 feet and you screaming in my face. Like, come on. If I can feel the concussion of your words on my face, you're way too loud.
Okay, so the comments. Kyle's funny though. I think he's just trying to ruffle some feathers because men don't listen.
Kyle is funny as hell.
Melanie says, "Oh no, I always put gas in my own vehicle." She said, "I've always had to take care of myself. Little Miss Independent." D says, "I'm with Shay. I do my own stuff. I'm impatient. I don't got time to wait on no man to do stuff. Sometimes he's slow." And then Melanie said, "I have AAA, so never had to change my tire, but I did learn how a long time ago. Both of my exes worked out of town, so I had to learn to do everything for myself." Lloyd gonna say, "Y'all slow. Stop yapping so much. Then we could hear you." Yeah, I'm not gonna be on this podcast forever. Anyway, Melanie says men and kids selective listening. Sure, they sure do. Real selective. And if we only be yapping because y'all don't listen, it's annoying. It's super annoying for real.
What did you say?
Exactly.
No, I heard what you said. I was
I'm
just
gonna
trying to
hang
be
up.
funny.
I'm gonna take Rolo right off here. Let me take him off of here. Rolo, say goodnight.
Did you see the other comment that Kyle put?
You see how I muted Rolo?
You so silly.
How's she gonna mute me and tell me to be quiet?
You're in timeout. Go back to timeout.
Oh man, no, I understand though, for real. Cause listen, it's not that I don't be trying to hear you. Sometimes I just hear you with everything else going on in the background.
So you
You know
didn't
what I'm
hear it
saying?
for real.
Like I got a toddler who just feels like she can do whatever she wants to because she can. And then I have like, 6, 7 other kids who feel like they can do whatever they want to do because they can. And
Well,
they're a
you have
little
a
loud as
violent
shit.
toddler too.
Huh?
You have a very violent toddler too.
Yeah, she really about that life.
You guys,
So
I was on the phone with Rolo one day and he picked up the phone
don't
and
start.
all I seen was a little baby had him by his shirt like this and she was swinging up, slapping him in his face. And he was like, "Hey, don't hit me again. Okay. Don't hit
First
me."
of
And I was
all,
like,
that
"Oh,
is that
hell
is not
no."
what happened. She didn't look. I can't even tell you what I did because we on here, but yeah, let's just say I pushed her in the shower.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
I
did.
was right there on the phone the whole time, and you was like, "Huh, don't hit me again.
Get out of
Don't do
here.
that.
That's not
Don't
true.
hit Dad."
That's not true.
It
I'm
was
her
super.
favorite
It was
person, so
super
she's
soft.
always nice to me. She
She
was
was
smacking the.
slapping the mess out of you, and she
She
had you by your
was.
shirt.
She did snatch me up.
Y'all
Yeah,
so
she
silly.
jacked you up fast.
Get out of here. That's my baby.
Okay, guys. So I think that we are gonna start winding down. How you guys
Yes.
feel? Wind down, wind down, wind down. I
Wind
think that
down
we're gonna
Yes.
time.
start winding down. Um,
We had a good conversation tonight. I feel
I,
like
I
Her
feel like
it
we
for
was
real.
good.
For real, for real.
Different perspectives, different perceptions. I like hearing everybody's perspective on stuff because you learn new things every day.
No, I loved it for sure.
you learn new stuff every day, B. Oh
Okay,
my
money
God.
making Mitch.
I don't know what's going on here, but it's really starting to upset me.
All right.
I don't know, but I like that hat.
Thank you.
Oh, and Kyle's last comment, he put, "Yeah, I'm with Ashley on this. I don't want my woman changing the tire. Next thing you know, she's gonna be working on the damn alternator."
Period. Period. And I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not doing
I can
that.
say the men in my family are definitely like that. Like if we call them, they'll definitely come through because all my brothers are like that. My dads are like that. Like my
And you
cousins
know
are
what's
like that.
crazy is
So
I've
I
always
didn't
been a
say that I
tomboy.
wanted. Go ahead.
I've always been a tomboy, but there's just some stuff that I won't do, and that's one of them. I'm not changing a tire. I'm not
Yeah.
changing a tire. I'm not lifting my hood up. I'm damn near not even going to jump my battery. Okay, you're going to have to come put the cables on for me because I'm not doing that. Anything that has to do with fixing a car, I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do that. I'm sorry.
And that's
yeah,
cool, and I agree with you on that. As a woman, you should never have to do any of those things, especially if you have a man. My
I'm
point
just
was, in
impatient.
the event that something happened and you needed to do that in a pinch.
I'm calling my dad.
Okay.
He lives in another state, so he's just gonna
It
tell
doesn't
you.
matter.
He's gonna
I'm
talk you
still
through it.
calling my dad. I'm still calling my dad.
Okay.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Okay. And you know what's funny? Lou is the exact same way. She had me sizzling on the concrete a few summers ago because she had a flat and it was like 114 outside, and I had to lay down or get out on that ground and change her daggum tire. So yeah, yep, that's exactly how she is, and it doesn't matter where she's at.
Nope. I'm calling my dad. I'm calling my dad. And
But
you guys, now that I'm married, I do try to call my husband first, but I'm still calling my dad. When it comes to stuff like that, because my dad knows about cars. So when it comes to anything that has to do with a car, like not too long ago, I was driving to Kansas. That's when all that stuff was going on with Tanisha, and it was raining real bad. And my Toyota has a sensor on the front to where if it's raining or the sensor gets covered, my cruise control won't come on. Well, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay, and so it was raining real bad. It must have put dirt on the front of my car or something. So every time I would turn the cruise control on, it would slam on the brakes on the highway, and it
yeah,
wouldn't let me put it in cruise control. And like all the sensors were going crazy on the dashboard. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? So
Mm-hmm.
me thinking I'm done, I'm gonna call my husband first instead of calling my dad because I'm married now, so I shouldn't call my dad for everything, right?
right.
I call my husband and he's like, I don't know, babe, I'm at work. What you want me to do about it?
I would
And
have
this
been
is
like,
why I call my dad. Okay.
I'd have like pull over and look in the Toyota handbook. It should tell you
No,
something
no.
about
He's like,
you.
I'm at work right now, babe. What you want me to do about it? What? Okay, I'm calling my dad. Get off my phone.
See, I'm gonna
Gotcha.
still call my dad, but I'm still gonna be proactive to where when you get there, if you pull up, then I'm either already doing it or you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I still just try to be proactive because that's just
Nah, I
me,
understand. I
and I'm
understand
impatient.
what Kyle talking about. Like,
Yeah.
it's too many weirdos out here. I wouldn't want my woman changing no damn tire either, for real. Like,
The
it's
funny
it
part
be.
is every time I get started, some man always pulls up and does it for me anyway. I
I
mean,
bet
so
they do.
so I mean, I've only actually had to change a tire twice. Because anytime I've ever got on the side of the road, some man, hey, little mama, you need help? I sure do. Come
Yeah,
on, Bill.
you heard that, little mama. Yeah, there was an agenda there. He ain't slick.
You know what?
For
As
real.
long as that tire gets put on there, we're okay.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, not even a little bit, for
Boy,
real.
you did not tell me to read the handbook. You're gonna put in the comments, I told you to read the handbook. No, you did not. You said you was at work and what are you supposed to do about it? But we ain't gonna go into all that. Anyways,
All right.
um, so let's
Next
wrap it
week.
up, y'all. Let's wrap it
Yeah.
up, y'all. So tonight we talked about unconditional love, 50-50 relationships, and whether women should change tires. Okay. So we hope that you guys
Here we go.
enjoy the conversation this week. Next week, next
Yeah.
Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be right here on Facebook. We will be talking about trust and do you ever really heal from it? And then the following week, we will be talking about trauma bonding.
Okay.
Yep.
Trauma bonding. So that's the
That's a
next
good
2 weeks.
one.
I think trauma bonding is going to be really good, but I also think trust is going to be a huge one. You guys, broken trust, what that looks like. Shalonda will be dropping the question of the week on our Facebook Heightened and Enlightened page. The question of the week always drops on Wednesday, so you guys make sure you guys go check out that page. If you guys do not follow us on the Heightened and Enlightened page on Facebook, please make sure you head over there, invite your friends. We will be going live from there next week. Also, if you do not follow us on TikTok, make sure that you head on over there and to our YouTube. I did drop all of our social handles in the comments just now, so you don't have to go look for us. It's right there for you.
Okay.
So that's going to be YouTube at Heightened Enlightened, and then on TikTok at Heightened.Enlightened. So you guys go ahead over there, show us some love. Make sure you share us out, like those shorts that we'll drop throughout the week. Interacting with the question of the week on Wednesday, and then back here on Facebook Live, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time next Sunday to talk about trust. And do you ever heal from it, from
That's gonna be a
broken
good
trust?
one. Yeah, that's
Um,
gonna be good too.
any closing thoughts from you guys before I
I just
bring us
want
out?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody. Like, I appreciate all the love and support from all of
Definitely.
y'all. Like, it means a lot to all of us, but I'm speaking for me, and it means so much to me to have y'all a part of this because it kind of just reminds me that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I love y'all. Like, I super appreciate y'all each time y'all comment, each time y'all like, each time y'all share. It means the most. So thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Rolo?
Thank you for joining us. It was a great show. Thank you to both my sister Ashley and my sister Shay. I appreciate y'all having me
Yeah,
and
brother.
inviting me in on this beautiful show. I love this show. I love these two more than anything. And thank you to all of our viewers. Without y'all, this wouldn't even be possible for real. So we greatly appreciate y'all.
Yes, most definitely. All right, Ashley, take us home, baby.
All right, y'all. We will see you guys next Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here. You guys have a wonderful week. Thank you for riding away with us. Keep healing, keep rising, and stay heightened and enlightened. Happy healing, y'all. See y'all next week.
Happy healing, y'all.
Peace. Happy healing.